Not that big.
You know, we tried to bring a few analogies to other sports into racing, and Outback Andy says, "Is this a stick and ball podcast?"
Well, he's
We're
from
trying to
Australia. They're different.
Oh, you got that right. Speaking of which, if you're on Flow, I'm sure a lot of these listeners that go Flow and you listen to the sprint car races on Flow. The Australian announcers are just a bunch of yelling loudmouths.
Oh
It's
shit.
embarrassing.
Well,
It's
I
embarrassing.
would say that Wade is for sure. The Perth ones are pretty good.
Yeah, but when you turn on the NFL, it's not some circus act where guys are yelling and screaming at the announcers.
Well,
I mean, the
where's
whole
your critique of
sport.
Johnny Gibson then, or any of the American announcers as well? They're all yelling. What are you talking about? Come on
I
now.
don't think Johnny. No. Johnny's not. I like Rodman, and I think Johnny. I
need to get a clip of Johnny Gibson announcing right now to prove this to you. I don't want to get flagged, but Johnny Gibson screams at the microphone.
No, but if Johnny's screaming, he's screaming when the action's happening. These guys, the race is over and the guy's still yelling.
That's Wade Onger, though, I believe, most of the time.
What broadcasting college did he go to? That is he like the officials? Just anybody who wanders into the booth that they like has the job?
I mean, it's pretty close to that, actually, being a former announcer.
Yeah, who won the race last night? It wasn't Jamie Veal.
McFadden, I believe.
And James McFadden he's yelling. I go, we see he won. You don't need to yell at us.
Why are you being mean to Wade Onger?
I'm not mean. I'm just critical of what. See, why are you saying I'm mean? I'm just pointing out I don't like his announcing style.
This is true. I mean, we'll see it as mean.
Family, I'm a joke. I love the criticism. I'm a joke.
You're a joke, Joe.
Because Mr. YouTube's in the F race.
Joke Joe, look at him. Do you like the alteration there? Look at it, the one eye and everything.
This guy brings up a good point about the F1 announcer. I will not watch the first lap of an F1 race because that guy is yelling at the top of his lungs. It's shameful. I don't even know what this is.
Okay.
It's like the announcers want to be the star. Let the event be the star. I don't want you to be the star. You're supposed to describe the action to the fans, not to see how loud you can yell and try to be somebody.
Somebody said Wade is the best at getting the crowd to come alive. So some people like that yelling style.
You're right. So when I go to a race, my goal is for the crowd to come alive. I'm here to watch the race.
Well,
I'm not here to watch
some people are drunk having a fun party and they want to be yelled at and get all raw. They it is. Is that the problem that this sport is a mixture? I think the description earlier calling it Jerry Springer mixed with NASCAR. I think that's a pretty close description to what dirt track racing is. Actually.
I think. Well, someone asked me about the UFC. I've never watched the UFC fight.
What you're saying is like you don't mind the yelling, but you want it to be at an impact point. I do the same thing, announcing, and then something happens. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then that's different than you're talking about just screaming randomly for no fucking apparent reason.
That's right. Once again, I'm going back to honesty and deception. If it's an honest human reaction to what you saw on the track, like you go, "Oh my God, that was a great," it really touched your heart.
Down, oh my God, that's when you get loud,
That's right. If it's real human emotion over an emotional, dramatic moment, I have no problem with it. But if I know the F1 announcer is going to yell on the first corner every single race, it's predetermined shtick.
Right.
It's shtick.
It's an act.
It's an act. That's right. It's phony. It's phony.
Right.
He's not. I don't like phony. I'm not against real emotion. It's phoniness. It's staged. It's an act.
Right. You don't hear him. You don't hear him getting excited when they're announcing a football game. They're like, they don't say, Brady back to pass. Oh my God. They say Brady back to pass. He lobs it up. Oh, he's caught it. Then they get loud when something happens, is what you're saying.
Okay, here's a good point because the guy just posted this, and maybe I can explain my point of view. Now, I don't expect everyone to be like me, but my favorite announcers are actually John and Patrick McEnroe, who do the tennis. Okay, and the reason they're my favorites is because when they're watching the tennis match, they don't tell me, oh, that ball went out of bounds or that guy double faulted. I can see that. They start talking about things that I would not know because they have expertise. They'll say, well, they're going to Sinner's backhand because if his backhand is not as strong as his forehand, and if they start pointing out things that I would not know because they're experts. They don't need to yell the obvious. I can see that. I like when somebody intelligently explains to me things that I don't know and they're educating me. Mm-hmm. Like if they said, this guy, he played 2 days. He in the 3 sets, he's not as physically fit as this guy, so this guy's trying to get longer rally. I mean, they explain things where I get more insight to what is actually happening on the field of play.
You're about to lose, Joe. Somebody just said that they want to know if you watch tennis. I think they may not like you if you admit this.
I love tennis.
Oh, okay.
Tennis is a worldwide. Now get this, Chaz.
Caitlyn
Jenner. Let me explain tennis.
Caitlyn Jenner, Joe,
I don't
or
know
is it
who that
Bruce?
Is. What does that have to do with anything?
Is it Bruce or
no?
Caitlyn?
No. Let me talk about tennis. Tennis has a fairness to it, Chaz. That they can now, if you think the ball is in or out, did you ever see where they zoom the camera in on like the mark the ball left on the ground?
Yeah, it's in or out. It don't matter if it's a little, it's out.
That's right. There's no. What I like here is this is a pure sport. There's no. My dad bought me an expensive racket. They're going to put me back under the yellow.
There's no. I'm the celebrity, so the line moves. I'm the big name.
No, it's totally fair. Anybody in the world, and this is a worldwide sport.
We just lost viewers.
Can
Continue
play tennis.
Talking. It's over. It's over, Joe.
Get everyone off your show. That's right. I want everyone to turn off. This is the narrow-mindedness of your audience. I'm a man of the world.
You're a man of the world.
I'm cultured.
You're cultured.
These tennis players are top flight athletes that compete against. It's the whole world. It's Croatia. It's Russia. It's America. It's Canada. It's Japan. Everybody's welcome, and it's totally fair. The champion of the Australian Open, there's no fixing. There's no Patrick Mahomes bad call. There's no bad bounce. It is as fair and as pure as it can be.
Now, the Mafia could still pull them off to the side and say, hey,
there's nobody doping the racket. There's nobody doping the ball.
This is true.
There's no ball hitting the banner, pulling the banner. The
Somebody
net's not
just said
come
you
down
like hearing
on
the women grunt. Now they're going that low.
This is, of course, this is your audience. This is the racing fan. They're going to belittle something they know nothing about.
That's correct.
They're the macho, beer drinking. We think Robert Bell is a hero because he's ready to die and he shoehorns himself into a car and he's talking.
What do you mean shoehorn?
If Robert Bell tips over, can you get out of the car? That car's upside down on fire.
Why would you have to paint that picture? But I know your point for sure.
Just asking the question. They have no trouble with that. But Broke Joe, trying to add a little culture here. I'm sure Outback Andy's tuned out. I thought this was about race. This is about sports and fairness. And we're trying. If you're trying to make this a big time sport, you have to look at other big time sports and see how they operate. We're trying to help the dirt trackers. And they resist our help, Chaz, and they try to belittle us.
Yeah, I know. I experience this all the time. Fucking bitches.
We're trying to help. Listen, I like this guy, Joe.
Hold on. Let me not leave all of them out. All of y'all are fucking bitches, not just Caitlyn. Continue, Joe.
Look at this here. This guy says, Joe definitely watched guys in shorts.
Where did you say that? Oh, yeah, there he is, Jim Brown.
Listen,
the great running back for
the
Cleveland Browns.
To me, the UFC is a bunch of guys in bathing suits laying on each other. I don't watch that.
Yeah, this is true. And they probably watched Jerry Springer, too, and love that.
Yeah. Hold
on, this is a good question as far as the announcing goes. And I have a problem with this. This is like the epitome of your argument where I can't agree. Do you like Wayne Harper from Lincoln announcing? That guy sounds like he is falling asleep. Do you know who I'm talking about, Joe?
Oh, he's my favorite.
Oh, my God. We cannot agree now. No way to
I used to do a Wayne Harper impression on Jeremy's show.
I bet you did.
My favorite Wayne. I love Wayne Harper.
But
Wayne Harper.
Maybe if he was up to speed, but now he's like a half corner behind.
No. The best part of Wayne Harper is I'll watch a heat race. Right here you go. I'll do Wayne Harper. And the green flag is out. Glendon Forsythe leading lap 1, and then he'll go. He always goes. He'll go like in the. He'll go. Ray Raymer picking up heat race number 1, followed by. I love Wayne Harper.
No, keep going.
Wayne Harper's one of my favorites.
How does he do it? Say Danny Dietrich goes in the 3 and crashes. Give me that one.
Well, half the time he doesn't even see it. See,
this is what I mean. He's a half lap behind. He's a little up in age now.
But I love that. Look at when I have the mute on most of the time.
You want to be watching a touchdown get thrown, and then after the touchdown's completed, you want to hear about it?
No, I don't. In most sporting events and most racing activities, I have on the mute button. If I'm watching something,
oh my God,
I don't need.
Well, then you don't appreciate announcing. Period. Basically, is what you're saying. You don't.
No. I appreciate good announcing. I'll listen to Al Michaels. I like.
But you say Wayne Harper is the
epitome
or the best one?
I think the California announcers are very good. I think Gary Thomas is good. I think Gary Thomas is real good. I think Troy Henning's pretty good. But I like Gary Thomas. What I do is I listen, and if I like the announcers, like Johnny Gibson, I usually have Johnny Gibson on during the race. I don't want to hear the driver introductions. I don't want to hear the sponsors. I don't want to hear what he has that catchphrase he always yells out. He wanted the best. No, all that's on mute. All that's on mute.
Oh my God!
I think when Johnny's doing the play-by-play, the race by race, when he's just announcing the race, I think he's very good.
Somebody just commented, I can't get it out of my head, like Spike says it about Johnny Gibson. He says, fans, please sit down so the people above you can watch the on-track action. And Spike always responds and says, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. You know, it's like, why is he telling people to sit down? Why?
I think like the best announcer, Bobby Gerald used to announce out here the trophy. Bobby Gerald was real good. Here's what I don't like. I don't like when they get multiple announcers in the booth and they think they're comedians and they try to be funny.
I thought I did a good job with the 2-layer video, but
if I want funny, I'll watch Dave Chappelle's monologue on Saturday Night Live last week. That's funny. I'll watch a professional comedian. If I want comedy, I'll watch a professional comedian. I don't want to see two guys in the booth making jokes, thinking they're funny.
I don't think you're right.
I think sports is serious. I watch for the competition. I want to see the best compete, and I don't think it's a comedy act. That's just me. If people want to be entertained with music and comedy and drinking and hitting the balloon around, okay, but I want to see the racing.
Somebody said they put the mute button on for Joe when he's on.
Everybody's entitled to do whatever they want to do. That's fine.
Dude, you got to do the Wayne Harper. Do a full race. Can you pull up a Lincoln race and try to announce it?
See, Wayne, I'm kind of out of practice because Lincoln's not on flow anymore. See, the Wayne Harper, okay, now I'm going to be a little professional. It sounds like he's talking into the pillow. Wayne Harper. And Jim Siegel takes the lead on lap 1, followed by Brandon Raymer. Yeah, he has that kind of voice like he's talking into the pillow. I love Wayne Harper. God. I'm the only guy that loves Wayne Harper.
Yeah, you are.
Because he's not over announcing. I don't need. I'm not blind. If I was blind, I might not like Wayne Harper, but I can see the race. I don't need someone to tell me a car spun in turn 2.
You need to watch late models more often. That's where the real announcers are.
See, I don't need someone to tell me a car spun in turn 2. John McEnroe and Patrick would explain to me why the guy spun. I don't need someone to state the obvious. I like when somebody gives me insight that I would not have thought of. I'd like an announcer during a sprint car race to tell me, okay, Gravel's running 4th, but it looks like his car is set up for later in the race, and the track is changing. I'd like some real insight to what is going on during a race that I might not have thought of, as opposed to some guy yelling the obvious.
So almost like NASCAR.
Well, I'm just saying, I like someone who's intelligent and giving me insight on the sport I'm watching, that is smarter than me and is telling me things I don't know. I don't need someone yelling the obvious. Okay, I don't have any more to say.
So